Hey folks, Dave back again here, late night on the channel. Just going to show off one more game, then I need to clear the table and set up for some Apple football, which I'm really excited about. But I want to show off this ultra quick football from Downey. Okay, it's something I played a little bit before, and I don't know how I quite feel about this game. I do like the final score football. Yeah, a little bit better than the ultra quick football, but I want to come back to this and show you how we play it and try to find out why I kind of like the other one a little bit better. I do like the ultra quick hockey. It's very similar to the final score hockey. The football, though, final score football and ultra quick football are very different. I think I did a video on one of those, on that comparison a little while back. But let's just play a couple of games here of ultra quick football from Downey, and we're going to show you what's going on with that. So let me come over here. Here we go. So we have our score sheet here and our teams. We're going to play a couple of teams from 79, the 79 season into the 80 playoffs, if you will. Again, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers were in first place at 11-7. So let's show you how this happened, how this plays out. Okay. Like most Downey quick play games, teams are going to have an offensive number and a defensive number, and you kind of cross-reference to kind of get a final number. In this case, we're going to have a home field advantage. We're going to use that home field advantage here. I'll show you how that works. That'll give us a base number. Okay, so once we get the offense, the defense, and the home field advantage figures out, we're going to have a base number for each team. Then what we're going to do is we're going to roll. There's going to be a modification, and that'll be our. Then we'll have our final number. Now I can't show you this chart because there's only one chart with this game. So, but what's going to happen here is you're going to see that between 1 and 100, there's going to be everything from minus. I'll show you that one. Minus 21 all the way to plus 21 on the 1 to 100 roll for the modification. So let's play a couple of games here and see how it goes. All right. So we're going to start with one of my favorite games, which was the L.A. Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that playoff game. Okay. So let's look down here for the L.A. Rams. They were 12 offense. Okay. And their defense was 2. And their home field rating was 3. Now, I'm not sure why you include the away home field advantage, but you do. Okay? As David C. comes by. Hi, David C. Tampa Bay, their offense was 6. Not very good at all. And their defense was 4. And the home field advantage was 4. Okay, so how this works out now is we're going to take the offense, subtract the defense, and then we're going to add or subtract from here. Now, how this works is they say to add these together and divide by 2 and round up. So we're going to go 7 divided by 2 is 3.5, round up to 4. So this is going to be a negative 4, and this will be a plus 4. Is kind of how that works out. So when we do our final math, we have 12. And 4 is 16 minus 4 will bring us right back to 12. So the base score for the Rams is 12. For Tampa, on the road, it'll be 6 minus 2, which will give us 4, but we add 4. So that'll give us 8, right? 6 minus 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8. So that is our base score for Tampa. So all we need to do now is roll a couple of dice, and let's get our final score, shall we? So again, I have my chart off to the side over here, so you can't see it because that'll give away the game. But let's get a final score. So we're going to roll. Again, it's 1 to 100, 100 being the best. And they're going to roll an 8. So a 0, 8 is going to be minus 8. So the modification is minus 8, and that's going to give us actually 4 points. And again, this is why I'm not a big fan of doing it this way in this game, because you're not going to get 4 points. So I'm going to round that to 3. All right, so I'm going to round that to 3. So the final score, instead of 4, it's going to be 3. And that's what Solitaire Pro says to do when you're doing they have a very similar way of doing quick play scores, and they say round it to a football score. So that's the one thing about this game I'm not a big fan of, is how you can get that right there. Okay. So anyway, that's what it's going to be. So we're going to get a final score of 3 for the Rams. Because again, how we got there is 12 minus 4 minus 4. Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? 12 minus 4 is 8. Oh boy, I screwed this all up. Man, I am not having a good day. 12 minus 4 is 8. Minus 4 is 4. Boy, I tell you, I should just delete this video already. I screwed it all up. So they would end up with 0 because they'd have a base of 4 minus 8 is 0. I'll get it better in the next one. All right, so the Bucs, let's go over that again. So that's 8 plus 4. That should be 12. How am I screwing this up so bad? No, so that's a minus. I'm sorry. 6 minus 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8. 12 minus 4 is 8 minus 4. That's what I did. I added. I shouldn't have. So I should have subtracted. So they get a minus. So they get a 0. They get absolutely nothing. Let's roll for the Bucs. All right, I'll get this better. I should know better than to do this. And that's going to be 0. So the modification is 0. So again, 8-0. No, again, I don't play this game much, and that's the reason why. So I could either make that a 7 or I could make that a 9, if you will. So Tampa wins this 8-0, 9-0. Let's try a couple of other teams, shall we? Let's see if we can get this to be a little bit better. I'm not. That's why I don't play this too much. I wanted to show this off, but I've already screwed it up. But that's what we do, right? Let's try Pittsburgh, Houston. All right, let's go Pittsburgh into Houston. All right, so Pittsburgh is a 20 and a 6. Home field 5. Houston 15-5 and a 4. So we're going to go 20 minus 5 is 15. We're going to minus 5 because we're going to take the average and round up. So the average, we're going to go to 5. It's 20 minus 5 minus 5, so that's going to be 10, right? 20 minus 5 is 15, minus 5 is 10. Let's see if I can get that right this time. So this is what we subtract, and this is what we add. And we're going to bump this up to 5, remember, because we're taking the average and rounding up. So 15 minus 6, that's going to give us 9, plus the 5 is 14. So that's our base now. I did that correctly. One more time. 20 minus 5 is 15, minus 5 is 10. 15 minus 6 is 9, plus 5 is back to 14. Okay? If I did that correctly. 15 minus 6 is 9, plus 5. Yep, 14. Okay, so now let's roll the dice and see how it goes here. So we have our base score of 10 and 14 after the home field advantage. I think the home field advantage gives a little bit too much of a mod, but they say to use it. All right, so let's roll for Pittsburgh. A 54 is 2. So that's going to give us 12. And Houston, a 34 is nothing. So the final score here in Houston is 14-12. And that's kind of how it plays. Let's take a couple of other teams here and see what we can do. Let's take a couple of more really good teams here. Pittsburgh is actually the best, and they still only squeaked out 12 points. The home field advantage is really weird because that does take away a bunch of points. That takes away 5 points. It's a 10-point swing. Subtracting 5 from Pittsburgh and giving 5 to Houston. It's a 10-point swing, if you will, but they say to use it. All right, let's see who else we're going to play here in 1979. How about the Philadelphia Eagles? So we'll go Philly, and we'll have them play the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so Philly 14-2. The home field of 4 on the road. Dallas 15-1. Now that means something different here. On the 1, I think we subtract. What do we do with that? What do we do with that? I just read that too. If it's in that, I think we add that actually is what we do. just saw that too in there. If a team has a rating in parentheses, it is added to the opposition instead of subtracted. That's what I thought. So we're going to add that to Philadelphia because that's in parentheses, this one right here. So we're going to add that. And then their home field is 4 as well. All right, so what's going to end up happening is, again, we got to subtract and then add. And now that becomes an add. So we got a 14. Instead of subtracting, we're going to add. So that'll be a 15. Minus 4 is going to give Philadelphia a base of 11. Dallas 15 minus 2 is 13. And we add 4, and that's going to give us 17. So that's our base. And now let's roll the dice, and let's see what kind of crazy scores we get with this. Okay? 21 is going to be minus 3 for Philadelphia. So again, we come up with 8. We're getting a lot of 8s, aren't we? Dallas, a base of 17, and they will get a 63, and that'll be good for 3 points, plus 3, so that'll be 20. So the final score is 20-8. Again, I'm not a fan of this. And again, over here, when I did screw it up, but we got a 4 before I fixed it, and that was another 8. So what would happen if this was a 7? Do we make it 8-7? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this here. Let's take a look now at a couple of more teams. How about we go 79-80? How about we go with we'll go with the Denver Broncos. All right, so we're going to go Denver. And they're going to go into Seattle. Okay. So Denver 11-8-4. 11-8-4. Seattle, 18, but that 3 and a 4. So 18, 3, and 4. So we're going to add that, right? Joshua, thanks for coming by. You caught my unboxing. Hope for a better day. Not really. The gout is gone, but I still, things are not good at Dave's house right now. That's all I'm going to say. But we're going to try to plod through here. So I wanted to get this done tonight. This is a game here. I've been going over my folders, and I wanted to show this one off here as well. I did some Shootout Easy the other night, and I did some game-winning drive. Now I want to get some ultra-quick football here on the channel, and then I need to set up my app of football so tomorrow morning I can hit the ground running, Does the HFA factor into the visitor score? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So what happens here is you're supposed to add these and then divide by 2. So in this case, it's 8 divided by 4 is a 4. In the case of a fraction, you round up. It says to round up. So what's going to happen here is we're going to subtract 4 and then add 4. So the home always gets added. The away always gets subtracted. So it's an 8-point swing is what it is. It's 8 points that the visitor has to make up. So we got 11. Because this is in parentheses for Seattle, that's going to be added rather than subtracted. So we got 14, but we minus the 4, and that's going to give us a base score of 10 for Denver. Seattle will be 18 minus 8. That'll give us 10. Adding the 4 is 14. So that's what we have here. Now, if you look at the standings here, 10-7, 9-7. Oh, that must be there because they had played some playoffs maybe. So they're pretty close in here as far as that goes. 11 and 18 is not really that close, but their defense is not that good because they give them points. So that's what we have. We have a base score of 10 and a base score of 14. So let's see what we get here for Denver. A 70. That's going to be pretty good. That's going to be 6 points. You never add a ton. You really got to roll high. So we add 6 points, so our final score is 16. Now, Seattle is going to roll a 90, and a 90 is 10 points. That's the biggest one we've got here. So our final score here is 24-16. That's a little better. That's a little bit more believable of a score, although I'm not a big fan of the 16. So what would that be, 3 field goals and a touchdown in 1979? I guess it is. Let me see here. We'll do another game here as we kind of keep picking off some teams. Let's Well, I guess we can do our New England Patriots. So New England, we'll go Patriots, and they'll go into let's have them play the Jets. Right? Let's have them play the Jets. So the Patriots and the Jets in 1980. New England 17. There's that 4 again and a 5. 17, 4, and 5. And the Jets 14, 4, and 5. So 14, 4, and 5. So it's almost a wash here, except for the home field advantage, A touchdown and 2 Rouges. Yeah, I will be getting some game-winning drive Canadian football here on the channel here. I just need to play it and figure it out a little bit. All right, so let's do some math. So 17, adding the 4 is 21, but we're going to subtract the 5, and it's going to give us a 16. All right, 17 minus 4, 17 plus 4, 21. Minus 5 is going to give us a base of 16. The Jets, 14, again, plus 4, 18, plus that is 23. So again, the 10-point swing here with the home field advantage, well, that's what they said to do. All right, let's roll our ball here. So let's go for New England. And a 50 right down the middle is absolutely nothing. So New England finishes with 16 points. So the Jets, as long as they roll something not terrible, they're going to win this one. 38, and that's a 0 as well. So no modification. So the Jets win this one 23-16. I'll do one more game here to cap it off. Again, I don't play this one that much. I did want to show it off because sometimes people wonder what the Downey games look like. That's what this one looks like. Interesting idea, getting a base score and then modifying it with a chart. I just don't think it gives enough variety, and I think it produces some really weird football scores, if you will. I'll have to do some final score football, which is the one I got. I ended up with final score. I think I bought like 50 years of it. I spent, a couple of years ago on Black Friday, I bought like the anthology. So I have everything for that up till 2013 to 2016. So I like that a lot better. All right, let's go one more time here. How about some Redskins? All righty, we'll go some Redskins. And where do we want to send the Redskins here? How about we send the Redskins into, let's have them play a very bad 49ers team. All right, let's see how it goes. So we're going to go the 49ers going into Washington going into San Francisco. 14-4. 14-4. And now we have San Francisco, and they're 11, and a bad 9, and then a 4. So 11, that 9, and they're also a 4. All right. There have been 3 games with a 20-8 score. Is that on Pro Football Reference? How do you find that stuff? I have that site, and I love it. I can never figure out how to find anything. Yeah, the scores are weird in this game. They're a little weird. Okay, so let's roll. Oh, we need to get our base here. So 14, we're adding 9, so 23, but subtracting the 4 is going to give us 19. So our base for Washington is 19. 11 minus 2 is 9, plus 4 is 13. So we got 19, 13 on our base. Now Washington's 10-6, and San Francisco is 2-14. So let's see how that plays out when we roll the dice. I like the concept of this game. I would like the modifier. I like a bigger modifier chart, I guess is what I'm getting at, so I can get some different results than what I'm getting here. So a 30 is going to be minus 2. So we finally have a normal score of 17. San Francisco, a 75. That's going to be 7. And they'll win this. So San Francisco, with a 2017 win, finally a normal football score, if you will. So that's what we got here. We had 8-0, but we'll change that to 7 or 9. So the Rams get shut out because they had a bad roll. And they only had a base of 4 on that one there. Houston 14-12. Dallas 20-8. Seattle 24-16. The Jets 23-16. The 49ers 20-17. So you can see it plays pretty quick. It's yeah, I did see that the Jets did a momentum football. I did see that. And I have played. I haven't played the Express. I have the Cold Snap, but I haven't played the Express. Ron and I played that. Played a quarter of it one time. We had an absolute blast with it. We really did. So that is a quick look at the ultra quick football from Downey. Mixed feelings about it. It's easy enough to play. Interesting idea. It's just you get weird scores, and I think that when you use that home field advantage, what I should do before I go, let me come back and do one more game without the home field advantage, just to see how it goes. All right, so let me pick. Let's do the Pittsburgh-Houston game again. All right, so Pittsburgh and Houston. Now, if I didn't factor in the home field, they would have 17, and they would have 9. That's how that would have been. So if I don't factor in this, right? So if I add that 5 back to that, that would give them 17. And if I take the 5 away, that would give them 9. So that's how that goes. Let's try Pittsburgh-Houston one more time. All right, so Pittsburgh was 20-6, and Houston was 15-5. We're going to not do the home field this time. So we're going to get a straight base of 15, and they will get a base of 9. So that's where we stand. So now, again, if we did that, and we looked at the modification, again, that would be 17-9. So let's roll our dice and see what we can do here. Let's see if this is any more fairer or funner. A 65 is going to be good for 3 points. Not really. 18. We get too many 8s. There's too many 8s. And a 57 is good for 2. So 18-11. It doesn't. 18-11. Really? It's and I think I remember this before. Interesting idea. It just really doesn't. It doesn't give you football scores, is what it doesn't. It doesn't do. Whereas I think the final score does, and I'll do a video on that later on at some point. Go back to that, but yeah. So there's Ultra Quick Football by Downey. Just wanted to kind of jump on here tonight before I set up for my Apple football game because it takes up my whole table here. I wanted to do this. This was eyeing me over here for some reason. The Manila folder was looking at me and saying, "Dave, play me." So I played you, and yeah, I'm not a. It's not going to be a game I play a lot of, but I did want to show it off, and if anybody wanted to see it, it's fun. It's just the scores are weird, and the home field advantage feels too heavy. A 10-point swing, 8 and 10-point swing for each game, I think is a little heavy, but that's just me. That's what I think. So anyway, if you play this game, let me know what you think. If you played Ultra Quick Football from Downey Games, I love the Downey Games. How is the Solitaire Pro Football Quick Result? I've done that in the past. I'll pull that out again. Kind of similar. You have the offense and the defense, and you roll on a chart. And I think how that works is the offense has a number. So you roll the dice, you look at the chart, and that modifies the offense number for the first half. In the second half, you're doing the same thing, but with the opposing team's defense number. And you're rolling the dice and getting numbers. So you're rolling for each half, one for offense, one for defense. I believe that's how that one goes. I believe. It's been a while since I did it. But it's similar to this. You do get some funky scores once in a while, but not as bad as this. This you get a lot of 4s and a lot of 8s and things like that. They just don't make much sense as far as football scores. But I do like the Solitaire Pro one just a little bit better. I do. And I'll pull that. I've done that before. I'll do that again here on the channel, too, because I do like my quick play games. But anyway, I'm Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll all have better days tomorrow. And maybe we'll talk to you then. Maybe I'll get some Apple football going tomorrow. And maybe that'll put me in a good mood. We'll see you. Bye-bye.